Warning, this podcast is not for the faint of heart.
We keep it real and raw.
And talk about issues that other podcasts wouldn't dare. This is the Truth of the Matter podcast with Dr. Spencer. Step into our world. What do you do if you fall in love with one of your kids' friends who's over 18? How do you handle getting caught in bed with your boss? Why do girls like bad boys? Are you burned out from an unbalanced career and personal life? Are you still working while your kids are telling you how their days went? Our passion is to help people in relationships, anyone you have a connection with in life, neighbors, coworkers, family, spouse, kids, yourself, and helping you achieve the work-life balance. Let's have some fun and let's get educated. This is the Truth of the Matter podcast. And now your host, Dr.Lamarr Renee Spencer.
Hello, everyone. Again, you know who it is, Dr. Lamarr Renee Spencer, your favorite life alignment strategist and certified life relationship and business coach. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And thank you again for embarking on this ride with me. So let's get right to it. I already know I hurt some people's feelings. It's going to rub some people the wrong way, but you know me, we talk about the tough subjects that people don't want to talk about, and that is okay. We have discussions that, hey, may not be so pleasing, but they're needed. So, I'm going to be talking to our Black families today, our kin people. So how many of us from Black families have heard the phrase or a variation of it from Black family members? I know I have once or twice, and it translates like this: what goes on in my house stays in my house. I believe we've all experienced that phrase, but it really means don't tell people my business. But do you know really that this phrase could be more harmful than hurtful? Stick around, because I'm going to tell you how so. Yeah, honey, we are damaged. And just because we may laugh and smile on the outside and wear pretty clothes and got the biggest houses and the biggest hats and the biggest cars and all those materialistic items, some of us are damaged goods and we don't want to tell anybody. And so, in my opinion, the Black family emphasizes 3 key elements. Have you noticed? Loyalty, food, and religion. Families form alliances. They're loyal to one another and they bond over meals and religion. And it appears to be an important theme in the Black family. We can all trace this back to our historical roots where we were managed to survive and thrive. But by the time that was passed down, we have managed to sweep another important issue under the rug, and that's honesty. And the reason why I say honesty is important, because chances are, when you told that little girl and little boy who you thought was being nosy and was, running their mouth, as we said, or we were told, you thought they were running their mouth, because when the phrase "what go on in my house stays in my house" was said, it really meant whatever the abuse is going on in my house stays in my house. Under abuse, that means we cussing each other out, we fighting, we just downright disrespecting each other, or the people in this house at this particular time. Now, we ain't talking about your people outside of the house. We're talking about the people that have witnessed this abuse. So hence you have the phrase, what goes on in my house stays in my house. Okay? So instead of addressing these difficult issues like mental health and disabilities, they were swept under the rug too. Or guess what? They were prayed away. How many of us went to our pastor, our minister, our bishops, our archbishops, our ladies, or whomever, and we prayed away. Or even you had the pastor come over your house and pray, especially on Sunday. You sit at your kitchen table or the dining room table and you eat your biggest piece of meat. At the time, it was the breast. That was supposed to be the prime piece of meat. He came over, he prayed with you. Or you called him on the phone and said, Pastor, minister, whomever, we need to pray this problem away. We need to pray this abuse away. Can you help us out in the name of Jesus? Yes, we did it. And even if you believe in religion, you have to be honest with yourself and God about your problems. So what exactly is that? Why is it such a stigma to associate seeking counseling to improving your marriage, your relationships, or even something that's mentioned, that abuse? Why is that such a stigma in the Black family? Hey, we know about deaths, divorces, one family members to be sad or for extended time. But my ideas were influenced by two factors: ignorance and religion. So why do I say ignorance? I'm going to be honest. I'm not saying or associating this with what we have heard or, what's on social media or it being, we being uneducated. No. But I'm saying that rather it's the lack of knowledge. And the church pastor or even the church or prayer bearer is responsible for therapy, counseling, particularly in the Black community. If you want the assistant, hey, best of luck. But if you can't get, the church or the pastor or whomever, then you're out of luck. But what happens to that problem or that abuse? It's still there. And also another question is, I know it's going to touch somebody, but what happens when the pastor needs therapy? Let's be honest here. Some pastors are not equipped to offer therapy. Simply, some, you may not even want to counsel you. Hello? Unfortunately, many people may not get the help that they require or have an opportunity to discuss and identify their mental health because they don't want to be labeled as crazy, or for not praying enough, or not praying the right way. So it's like the story I remember in the movie Pursuit of Happiness. And in the movie, Will Smith is talking. He says, hey, man's drowning 3 boats. One comes to offer help. Man says, God will save me. The other one says, hey, go to heaven. And then God says, why? He said, I sent you 3 boats, dummy. And so God provides us with an abundance of resources to use. Miracles can occur. But faith without work is dead. Perhaps most of our work is to reach out for more assistance. Recognizes that, guess what? Some things just can't be prayed away. Some things are caused by chemical imbalances or life experiences that continue to impede our daily lives, thoughts, and our interactions. There are reasons why therapists, counselors, and coaches are important. We don't always want to hear, or we may not be always able to interpret a certain chapter, verse, or something in the Bible. We need the help. We need the professional help. So even if you're going to pray about it, at least pray that God sends the professional to help you. Because doesn't God give you discernment? Doesn't He give you common sense? Don't we pray for that? I thought I did. I'm sure you do as well. And even if you are a part of a certain sect, it doesn't matter. Everyone believes in something. Even if you don't think it's a God, okay, fine. But you believe in something, okay? That part is just my opinion. It may not mean anything. But get the help is the bottom line. I know people are going to try to pick this apart, but just get the help you need. That's why this is essential. So, I kind of touched on it. But let's talk about our mental health. We know May was Mental Health Day. It was widely recognized. I saw some quotes that were shared. I saw some studies that were listed. I saw people share their stories. But let me tell you something. As someone who has been in both therapy and coaching, your mental health is just as important as eating right and exercising. Now, when I say exercising, I may not always be talking about maybe like going out there and ride a bike. But even your mental exercises, your mind. Junk in is junk out. And that may sound like a cliche, but it's the truth. And I will say, there has been many studies on it. 43 million people, especially adults, have struggled with mental health. That's why it's a thing. So let's call a thing because apparently the math ain't mathing. I made up that so you can use it. The math ain't mathing. And this is a large group of people. Consider that people do this as a result, or this is why people need mental health. Depression, anxiety is rampant. Even people being overly stressed and needing to relax. Have you seen more studies now and more commercials or infomercials done on people who have bipolar? Let's think about this. Bipolar is more than just mood swings. It is more than just OCD. We think, okay, OCD is just obsessing over cleanliness. But it's much more than that. All of these things are essential to our Black people. And if you don't check with someone on a regular basis, or if you feel alone, especially in your situation, you may end up doing something that's irreversible. We have dealt with mental health in public forums, especially in our communities. When I say communities, it could be like your communities in your neighborhoods. It could be now, especially with social media, it could be a social media platform that's considered a community. But even that being viable, we still don't always share everything, and we're not always honest about what is actually going on or what has gone on. We don't want to seek the help. We don't want to talk about it. We'll go on and say, no, it's not me. We play the blame game. It's you. It's the dog. It's the baby. It's everybody else except for us. And then we get put in the bucket of being narcissistic because we don't want to share. It's everybody else's problem. Oh, it's so-and-so's problem because you walked into this space. Oh, it's so-and-so's problem because I cussed you out. Oh, it's so-and-so's problem because I lied to you. It's always everybody else's fault because you didn't look in the mirror. You had that glass house. So that's why you're not getting the help. And that's why Black families are not getting the help, because we choose to ignore it. We choose to pray it away. We choose to have alliances. And therapy is more than someone just being in your business. We as a community, as a people, don't always want people in our lives. But when it comes to the expense of our mental health and potentially us passing or something happen and someone else in that family is struggling, or we have generational trauma, generational curses, we don't get the help. We don't believe in people in our business. But in order for you to get the help, therapists, coaches, counselors, they require information from you, and they require all the information from you so that they can help you, so that we can help you. And I understand there's some issues that family and friends, they can't assist you with, that counselors, therapists, psychologists, coaches, we're all judgmental. And moreover, we'll listen to your problems and work with you to solve them. Sometimes it takes someone outside of your problem to point out there's something that's wrong with you or with your problem that maybe someone haven't noticed. Now, let me point out, I'm a PhD, but I am not a psychotherapist. I'm not a counselor, therapist. I'm a coach, and I coach people with this, and I help people. But I'm not I'm not a licensed person. So I just want to point that out. But I have seen many people going through this. I have helped many people with this. And guess what? I had help with it as well. It's not something that you automatically wake up and say, hey, I'm going to therapy today. No, absolutely not. It took years to go. It took a friend of mine to say, hey, I'm going to therapy. You need to go too. And when I went, I was like, wow, maybe I should get like a 2-for-1. I enjoyed it. And guess what? Even when you're looking for counselors, therapists, psychiatrists, you can even drill down to a specific person. If you want someone who's a Baptist, they got a Baptist. If you want a man who's a Baptist, they have that. You want a female. If you want someone from the Pentecostal, they have that. If you want somebody from non-denomination, fine, they have that. And let me point out, it doesn't always have to look, the person always don't have to look like you. And they don't always have to have the same type of background that you need help for. You'd be surprised. Some people that helped me did not look like me. They may have not come from the same background as I did, but they were great. And then I had some that really mirrored the situation I was going through, and they were great too. And I've gone to coaches, and they were equally great. So you have to pick someone who can understand what you're going through and also give you great advice. But you have to be honest and open. You have to give the person a chance. The first part of it is accepting that you need the help. The next part is looking to see who can help you. And that is priceless. So, I want your voice to be heard. I want your voice to be heard loud as you can scream. I want it to be so loud that they can hear it in another continent. And when you talk to someone about your problems, they'll be able to help you, like I said. But people that are close to you may not be able to help you, and they may not have the answers. If you're bringing it up, it obviously means that you want the help and it means something to you. You deserve to have your problem worked through because it's important that you do. Things that you suspect may be problems are crucial. Overall mental health and maintaining a positive mindset are crucial. And with everything, especially that we have going on in our Black community, we have been through historical highs and even lows. But we need to ensure that we're caring for all aspects of ourselves in order to maintain to be strong individuals that we are. Our emotions, feelings, experiences have shaped us to who we are, and they shaped you to who you are. Some of you have some really cool stories. I tell some of my clients, I said, you know what? You have a lifetime movie. Some of them, I say, you have a whole series, because they do. History is not always good. History can't always be cherry-picked to be what you think it should be. Sometimes when we say, don't tell people our business, what goes on in our house stays in our house, sometimes other people outside of your house already know about it. Because you always got that meddling cousin, aunt, uncle, niece, whomever, that tells your business. They may not tell it right, but they do. And nowadays with social media, guess what? People are actually texting it to someone. They're putting it on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. They may be putting it on there and you don't even know who they are. They're going on the aliases because maybe they are trying to reach out. So the sayings or the cliches that worked years ago, especially with my generation, is not working anymore. We're saying it. So if you have something that goes on and we think it's affecting us mentally, guess what? We are telling it. Because we want to be able to help the next generation. Our children and children's children, yeah, they're book smart, but they're gullible. But we don't want them to be ignorant either. We want to make sure that they are healthy because many of us are not healthy. Many of us are just putting on a facade, and many of you only know the representative that we present to you. So, it can't hurt to inquire about these things and reaching out to people. And I know I keep stressing that, but the moral is, Black people, stop telling your children that what goes on in his house stays in his house. You're doing more damage than you know. And if you want an example of damage, look in the mirror. Thank you so very much. I hope you take this and use it. Because guess what? We need help, but look in that mirror. Thank you. And again, you can always reach me at 973-214-6464 or drlamarrspencer at gmail.com or drlamarrspencer.com on my website. Schedule a free call with me so we can work through these problems as I've helped other people and also got to help myself. Take care, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your day.
You've been listening to The Truth of the Matter with Dr. Spencer. Yes, we talk about taboo topics, but that's life, and we keep it real and raw. Our passion is to educate and enlighten. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review the show. And we'll be back soon. But if you have a unique relationship situation and you'd like help, or you're tired of having to choose between your career and personal life, Dr.Lamarr Renee Spencer is a life alignment strategist and a certified life, relationship, and business coach. So make sure to reach out. On Instagram and TikTok at Dr. Lamarr Spencer. On Twitter at Dr. Spencer 15. On Facebook at Dr. Lamarr Renee Spencer. And the website drlamarrspencer.com. Or go old school and call 973-214-6464.
Don't forget to purchase the book, The Depth and Diversity with Relationships. Find it on Amazon and the website.
See you next time on The Truth of the Matter.